I think this was the most challenging category of them all, in my opinion. So I'm really interested to see what you guys came up with. So, Eric, who did you come up with?
He wasn't at USC for long, but Will Poole for me. He got drafted 4th round by the Dolphins and was there for a bit, but injuries kind of derailed any sort of long-term NFL career. That USC team is still pretty good and very good without Will Poole, but my goodness, what a year he had when he was there at USC's first team all Pac-10 guy. I looked up his stats real quick. 80 tackles, 3 sacks, 7 interceptions, 19 pass breakups, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. That's a season for some defenses now. And then what he did right in that Rose Bowl / national championship game against Michigan, 2 big sacks. That's something for a national championship team to put that season together and come over sort of the way he did. Pete Carroll ahead of times with the transfer portal, veteran cornerback coming in. But yeah, and then for him not to have kind of the long NFL career because of injuries, I think you're right. Corner for USC, it's a little bit like tight end. Some of the guys that you expect maybe aren't going to have like the long NFL careers. They find ways to hang on and stick around in the NFL. So again, I went with Poole for that one.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, I know this is Chris's wheelhouse, so I would like, actually, can I defer to him on this one right now?
If he accepts the offer.
I'll look, anytime you guys want to defer to me, it's okay.
That was a rhetorical question, wasn't it?
I'm gonna come up with one that probably nobody is thinking, but this goes back to the 80s when I first became a USC fan, because I love so many of those teams. I'm gonna go with a guy named Greg Coet, who I think was actually moved to corner from linebacker, and he played corner like a linebacker. It was a different era. Coet would not be a corner in today's game. But he wasn't a bad cover guy. I think he had 4 picks his senior year. But what he was really known for is he destroyed people. He was a big-time hitter, a big physical guy. And when I first became a USC fan, I really loved Greg Coet and the way he hit people. So I don't think anybody expected that one. But Greg, wherever you are, good job. You're my guy.
Okay, so that takes us back to Mark.
Look, I got no stats or anything to back it up, but Marcel Almond was, I think, one of the greatest athletes to ever play at USC, and he could play pretty much any secondary position. I think he finally settled in at cornerback. I remember that game at Auburn, but other than that, he was good at USC. I thought he would have a really good NFL career because of his athleticism, but it just never really happened. So a lot of cornerbacks at USC that played well there, but as Eric said, the ones you don't think about have the long careers. Like who would have thought Roby would last as long as he did with his size?
It's sort of a tough position at USC, right? Because you think of the linebackers and the running backs and these other positions where USC has just churned out monsters. That's not really the case at corner. You look, USC's obviously had some good corners, but it's not like, it's not like the safeties or the linebackers or the running backs or the wide receivers at this point. It's a tougher position to pick from, I think.
That's why whenever we do the all-time teams, somebody rushes to take Ronnie Lott and stick him at corner, like we don't all know that he's supposed to be at safety.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just before I give my answer here, what did you guys think of Brian Kelly? Where does he rank as far as, in your opinion, at cornerback, based on the criteria that we have for this?
If he picks the ball off in the end zone against Florida State, he's the greatest cornerback to ever play.
Yeah, that was a good group too, with Dalen McCutcheon. But those guys both played a long time in the NFL. I don't know if they were NFL stars, but they both played a long time and had successful NFL careers, which is why I didn't pick either one of them. But that was a good duo, a really good duo on teams that weren't that great.
Okay, I'm going to pick Danny Reese from Wilmington, California, Banning High School. Reese was a two-time all-conference in 1974-75, respectively. He co-captained along with Kevin Bruce the 1975 Trojans. At the time, legendary coach John McKay said of Danny Reese, "I don't think there's a harder hitter in the country." After intercepting 14 passes in the first 2 years as a starter, Danny ended his career with 18, 2 picks short of the Trojan school record. It should be noted that Reese was also a standout punter, punt returner, and some people believe that he would have made All-American, but I don't know if I agree with this, but the fact that he was also a punt returner in those days detracted from him being elevated to All-American status.